Getting a well-paid job is hard. That's what common sense tells you. But if you want to enjoy the benefits of capitalism, you are dreaming about landing a good paying job, don't you? Now, let's be honest. If you really want to achieve this, you have to stop looking and chasing that well-paid job. Now, if you are an average developer, this is how you look for a job, most likely. First, you prepare a good-looking CV, then you contribute on GitHub open source projects to earn credibility, then you browse through job boards, then you send hundreds of letters, then you get similar replies, all derived from the same template, of course. Then you go to a lot of interviews and answer tons of boring questions. Then you negotiate a salary. Then you get a job. And then you become miserable after 3 or 6 months because you realize this job is getting you nowhere. If that sounds familiar, let me ask you, do you know what's wrong with it? Well, to explain this, I need you to ask another question first. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to be happy? No matter how hard you chase happiness, it seems you are never ever fully getting it. Now, if you have children, did you notice how hard it is to get them to stay calm when you need that glory piece of quietness? But your children just want to play and scream. They don't want to sit calm. Now, if you chase peace and shout quiet, your children become even more irritated and angry. That's how you push your dream of getting good sleep away from yourself. Now, put yourself in the shoes of an employer. From their perspective, you're seen as just another guy who comes over for interview and asks for money. The boss thinks, who the hell is he? Do I really want to have him as an employee? Then you start persuading the boss on why you are the best candidate because you are chasing that good opportunity. And the boss becomes even more unsure because he hears that every single day. And he knows people usually lie about themselves, especially those who look desperate about getting a job. And this gets you nowhere. Let me tell you a better way. How I landed a 6-figure job without even asking for it. One day I decided I want to travel to another side of the globe, to Sydney, Australia, for 2 weeks to escape European winter and see how life's going on in Australia. Since I like giving value to the world, I didn't want to be just a tourist. I wanted to meet with managers of the brightest IT companies in Sydney and discuss about how we can change our world for the better. So, I searched for interesting Australian companies in Google, connected with their managers on LinkedIn, and sent about 30 letters. In the end, I arranged 3 meetings before setting off for the trip. The first meeting I had was with a medium-sized company where starting salary for web developers is 120,000 Australian dollars per year, which is double the average of web developer salary in Sydney. And their 120 grand is just a starting point. The meeting was great. We talked about many topics. I asked questions about how they work because I was curious, how they managed to pay double the average and not work from early morning to late evening. They asked me about how I work. We just shared our experiences. But I never said I was looking for a job. They didn't see this meeting as a job interview. That's why they were relaxed and cheerful. In the end, they asked, do you want to try our technical task for new hires? I did it, and after a few days, they offered me a job. Well, since I had a goal of building my own business, I declined their offer, but it was more than easy. I didn't need any CVs. I didn't need to go to 20 different interviews. I didn't need to ask for a job. I didn't need to persuade anyone because I didn't chase it. All I did was just choose genuinely my favorite company and go to one meeting. And their technical task, honestly, took me just about 3 hours to complete. Do you think I'm very skillful? Not at all. I had only 50% of the required skills for the job because their backend was built on Java language and I have never ever touched Java in my whole life. And I didn't lie about this. I made it clear since the very beginning. You see, technical skills don't even matter because nowadays you can learn it fast, online and for free. You don't need any freaking universities. Gosh. What matters is how you approach people and how big is the size of your thinking. The worst jobs I had in my life were those that I actively pursued. And I have never lasted in any of those jobs for more than 3 weeks. Because, like with happiness, the best things in life are always handed to you on a silver platter when you stop pursuing them and open yourself to the power of universe. You might feel uncomfortable reaching out to people and offering to meet with no actual purpose. You might fear they will look at you as a stranger who doesn't know how to handle their time. That's understandable. But trust me, giving value always works. In 2009, a group of Lithuanians had a big dream of sailing around the world to celebrate the 1000th birthday of our country. Before the trip, they went to meet the president just to tell him about their plan and to see if he wants to take part in this in any way. The president was flattered. His tired face immediately brightened and he said, "Guys, you are the first ones this year who came to me without asking for money. I am so glad you are doing this. I will help you as much as I can." In business, it's pretty much the same. Managers are attacked by job seekers who are desperately asking for money, or in other words, salary. And when somebody approaches them with a genuine wish to talk and exchange value, which is ideas, experience, advice, they immediately become flattered. And they meet you with a big smile instead of fear and uncertainty. To take immediate benefit of this lesson, I ask you to do the following in the next 24 hours. Step number 1, make a list of your favorite companies where you would honestly like to work. Pick the best ones. Skip the average ones because you don't want to end up being average. Step number 2, visit their websites, find out the names of the managers, and connect with them on LinkedIn. Step number 3, wait for 2 or 3 days until your invitations are accepted and send a message to each of them. Step number 4, invite them for a meeting. Tell them you are fascinated by their company and want to exchange ideas and discuss how to change our world for the better. Don't mention anything about getting a job. Step number 5, meet with managers and have friendly talks. Don't ask for a job. Step number 6, at some point you will be offered the best job you could have ever imagined. Remember, you want to enjoy the benefits of capitalism. To do this, you need good income. Like with happiness, average developers chase good-paying jobs and never get them. As an Unbeatable Developer Academy student, your goal is to provide extraordinary value to the world. Your destiny is to be among the richest people on this planet. Therefore, you need to get rid of all the habits that were formed on you by average people around you. Start doing this today.